cookies, very descriptively named. This recipe comes from the FoodPrints website. Can you remind everybody what FoodPrints is?
FoodPrints, you already know. The FoodPrints is about making food, and we're doing that today.
Yeah, and FoodPrints is a program at your school, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and so if you check out at freshfarm.org, you can find more information and the recipe for this. So what we're going to do is, this is a recipe where we have dry ingredients and wet ingredients and put them together, right?
Yeah.
So first dry.
Put it in, whatever way.
So we are starting with 1 3/4 cups of whole wheat flour. I already put that in this bowl. Okay, don't sneeze on the food.
I think that made me sneeze.
I don't think it does, but anyway. So we're using whole wheat flour, like I've mentioned before. Dessert recipes are a great way to sneak in whole wheat flour and have them be a little healthier. This is, FoodPrints, it tends to be a bit healthier. So Sawyer is going to whisk together our dry ingredients without making them come out of the bowl, correct? So in addition to the 1 3/4 cups of whole wheat flour, we're adding a teaspoon of baking soda. Whisk them together. A teaspoon of baking powder. A teaspoon of cinnamon. You keep them whisking. And I'm wiping this off in between each one, just not that worried about cross-contamination, but. And a teaspoon of ground nutmeg.
That's the last thing.
Well, nope. One other thing for this bowl, and that is a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I do like to do the salt over the sink so I can overflow and shake it to get it to the right amount. There we go. So we gotta whisk all those together.
I already did.
Okay, can I do it a little?
I got this.
You got this? Don't let it come out of the bowl.
I just want to be like you.
I know, you're trying to do it fast like Daddy does. It takes a lot of practice to do it fast without making it go. Okay, can I do this now?
I got this.
Okay.
It's just hard to move it really fast when it's hard.
Yeah.
But maybe when I'm a grown-up I will. Well,
Maybe.
I'm not a mom. Not many moms know really how to cook.
I think a lot of moms know how to cook. But does your mom know how to cook? Alrighty, well while Sawyer is whisking that, I'll start pulling together our wet ingredients. It starts with 2 sticks or a 1/2 pound of softened butter. I already nuked it a little bit in the microwave. You want it soft but not melted.
Okay, Daddy, I did it. I see nothing more.
Perfect.
No, you don't need to
Okay,
do that,
I trust you.
because
So that was 2 sticks of butter, and to that we're adding 1 1/2 cups of packed brown sugar, and we're going to beat those together. So we're putting in 2 eggs, along with 3 teaspoons of vanilla. So let me.
Can I
I guess I could have just used a tablespoon, but we'll do 3 teaspoons.
Does the
1,
food have any eggs on it?
2. Which spoon? This spoon?
No.
Oh.
That one.
No.
No. I just want to taste it.
This?
No. I want to.
Oh no. You already had a taste of what's in here.
No.
Okay, now we're going to beat this in. You want to see it? We'll have more stuff to sample later. Next, we have to add these dry ingredients.
To the wet ingredients.
To the wet ingredients.
Sometimes
And then we get to stir in.
Sometimes we put the dry ingredients into the wet. Sometimes we put the wet ingredients into the dry.
Right. This is one where we're adding the dry ingredients to the wet. So let me actually put this over here real quick. doing next is we have some oats. Do you want to taste the oats?
What do the oats taste like?
Open your mouth.
I got this.
Okay. Taste the oats. Not too exciting, huh? That would be a no. That's about 3.5 cups of old-fashioned oats, not quick oats, old-fashioned. So starting to stir that in. I'm just using my spatula. Hopefully it's up to the task.
They're not even yummy.
Yeah. Well, how about these? The next ingredient
My favorite kind of nuts.
is 1 to 2 cups of toasted walnuts, pecans, or almonds. We're going with pecans. I toasted them earlier. I'm going to go ahead and stir those in. How do you like the pecans?
These are my favorite things. These are my favorite nuts.
They're your favorite nuts? Yeah. They're a good one.
They're my favorite. I sometimes eat all of them just because I like them. I do like them. Sometimes I share them with Mommy because they're always yummy. But everybody knows. But chocolate chips are even yummier.
Are you anxious for those? Yeah, growing up, when the recipe didn't specify which nut, Daddy always put walnuts in. But then when he moved out here, he discovered the joy of pecans and now puts those in instead. Alrighty, do you need to taste test these? Are we sure they're good?
Yes! Yum, yum, my
It's-
favorite.
Dark chocolate chips. How are they?
My favorite.
The recipe calls for 1 to 2 cups. We did about 1 1/4 cups. That's about the same amount we did also of the toasted nuts. They both say 1 to 2. I was a little worried that 2 cups of each would be a little overwhelming. But I think we'll be good. I only recently learned the trick of, parchment paper always wants to roll up because it's in a roll. You just wad it up. And then when you unwad it, it will lay flat. And so that's a simple way to make sure it stays in place and doesn't try to roll up on you. It took me over 40 years to learn that trick. Okay, what we're gonna do is roll balls of dough.
I know how to roll. It's hard, but I can do it.
Yeah. They'll spread out when you cook it.
Not too far,
Too
not
close
too
to each other.
close.
Exactly. Alright, so we preheated the oven to 350. We'll pop these in for about 10 minutes until cookies are light brown at the edges. And then they'll be ready to come out. So I will pop these in here. Set our timer for 10 minutes. And then Sawyer and I will get another tray ready to go in when they come out.
Oh, ow, oh, ow, 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 ow. We have a couple of batches. Hey, we're just getting in. We should rub our hands to the left, to the right, to the middle, 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 to the middle, and we're all done.
All right. Okay, so if this is 12 and that's 12, how many is that in all?
I don't know.
Start with 12.
12,
Say 13.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24!
24. And we still got lots more dough to go.
Oh my.
Oh my. All right.
Not.
Who's there?
Cookie.
Cookie who?
Cookie. Eden. Like you already ate it.
Yeah.
Somebody didn't see you and you're not supposed to eat it.
Yeah.
I don't usually do that.
Alrighty, the timer has gone off. We've given it several more minutes, and I think we're good now. We ended up doing it for 13 minutes. I think ours are a little bigger than they expected them to be, which is the recipe calls for 10 minutes. You're supposed to cook them until they're light brown around the edges. We'll let them cool a little bit on here, transfer them up here, and then it will be taste test time.
And do you take a cookie to the doctor?
When?
When it's crummy?
Alrighty, are you ready to find out if our cookies are any good? You think they're going to be good?
I know they are.
Oh, can you use all your senses? How do they look?
Good.
How do they smell?
Great!
A little cinnamony, huh? How do they feel?
Feel clumsy.
Yeah, crumbsy. Here, do you want to take that one? How does it taste?
Great.
And how does it sound?
Great.
Yeah, very satisfying chew, huh? They are very good.
Keep cooking and keep that.
Yeah. Squirrels.
What are you going to look at?